thought I'd just make a video and show some tips on how to play Sultans of Swing. I'm not going to go into too much detail on some of it because there's a lot of other videos on YouTube that will cover that kind of thing. But I'll just sort of highlight a couple of bits that I think might be helpful for those of you that want to play the song. The rhythm stuff. Somebody asked me about that three strum. I've realised it's quite difficult to explain how to do that. It's more of kind of getting a feel for it. The best that I can offer really is that it's first and second fingers, and they're just kind of drifting over the strings, not really doing that much. And almost as soon as you play that, you're moving on to the next bit. It's quite a subtle piece anyway. Yeah, like I say, it's difficult to explain that one too much. But, one of the bits that I really wanted to learn to play in Sultans of Swing when I first heard the song was the bit towards the end of the second solo. There's quite a lot of notes in there, but if you break it down and start off playing it slow, it does come with a bit of time. I'm kind of using all three fingers on the right hand to hit all the strings. So that's the thumb with a hammer on, and then the first and second fingers. That's the thumb. Matter all of the time if you don't hit every string with the right hand. You can get away with some hammer-ons. So, but it just gives a more Knopfler-esque tone, I suppose, if you can hit every string. Just makes it sound a bit sharper and a bit more defined. One of the other bits towards again the end of the second solo and some of the live stuff is this sort of hammer on and pull off thing. And it's not that difficult to play once you know how to play it, and I've practiced it a few times. Starting off on the A string at the 5th fret with the thumb, and then with your first finger just play the open D string. It's the same note, but it's a much easier technique than trying to play the B, the A string twice. And then so we got the so after you've played that, then back to the thumb and play the 3rd fret on the D string. And that's pretty much it. It's just a matter of speeding that up. And then just to mix that up a little bit, you can hammer onto the 5th fret instead of the 3rd. too difficult to play. Coming back to this, it's quite a similar lick to the one used in Down to the Waterline. It's just a case of moving down the fretboard a little bit, down to the 7th. And the first half's kind of the same. It's just that second half that becomes. So instead of you're playing that, very similar technique, just changing the strings. And the very first, instead of hammering on, try just bend. Instead of hammering onto that note, bend that one. It's slightly harder to play that one because you're moving your hand a bit more, but if you stick with it, it does come. Another one of the things Knopfler does is he's using sort of the thumb and the first couple of fingers very closely together, and often sort of playing the same string, the same note, but with different fingers of the right hand to kind of get that sound. And again, in Sultans of Swing, there's some little bits that you can, you know, if you're playing over a backing track or improvising, and it's that kind of staccato. That's quite a tough one to play actually, that. It's difficult to get the control, I find it's quite difficult to get the control with the right hand to actually play that. That's again not particularly easy, I find, but if you just, it's kind of just a big pull off. You're not really playing that second bit, so I think I'll leave it there for now.